we ready? Okay. Okay, we'll call the ARB meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Parham.
Here.
Day.
Here.
Lee.
Here.
Larson.
Here.
Edwards. Here.
Okay. We got a quorum, so we can move forward. Next agenda item is citizens' time. This is for any citizens who want to make remarks outside of their COA, if they're here for a COA. You have anybody that wants to approach? Okay. We'll move on to meeting minute approvals from previous meetings.
I make a motion to approve the ARB regular meeting minutes from July 15, from June 15, 2016.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Discussion, anybody have corrections they want to throw in here or anything? No, pretty straightforward. Okay, we'll put it to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. So the meeting minutes are approved. Okay.
Chair, without objection, I'd like to add a item under 4 for certification of appropriateness, and I added an item C, which would be 6852 Jockey Club Lane for ZPA 2016-021.
Okay, we got a motion for a agenda adjustment.
Second.
Got a second. I don't think there's any real discussions for this, so we'll vote on it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that moves to the certificate of appropriatenesses, where we'll add a third one. Okay, we can start off with 15100 Washington Street's wall sign.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sorry for the frantic running arounds. This is actually a individual letter sign under the new ordinance, sign ordinance that the council adopted. And this is replacing the RE/MAX sign. I think we, as staff, call this the JB3 building. And you may notice that at the time, the largest sign you could get was an individual letter sign. So they're wishing to replace the existing RE/MAX sign that's out there with the proposed sign, and it does meet the dimension standards for the new ordinance. So it clears the zoning test. It would be up to you to decide the scale, massing, colors, matching the building, and the like. The applicant is here this evening, can answer any questions that you may have about the sign design.
I'm assuming everything was discussed with the owner of the building, and, okay.
I make a motion to approve zoning permit ZP 2016-022 and the certificate of appropriateness for 15100 Washington Street for this sign.
I second.
Okay, I got a motion and a second. Didn't seem like we had first round of questions. Second round of questions?
The only question I would have is, where do we stand nowadays on the colors of red? Remember in years past, we had that palette that we...
Chick-fil-A's right there. CVS is there with red. Sheetz is across the street with
Yeah,
red.
we always kind of complained about Sheetz.
It's their logo color. I mean,
Yeah, I have nothing against it.
Actually, I did have a question.
Yeah.
Think about it. Was there a reason why they didn't have you center it over the door like it was before? Okay. Would you mind coming up and, you just press the button in front, and if you wouldn't mind just introducing yourself. Okay. Just press the button in front, and it'll go green.
Okay, I'm Shannon Lauren, and I'm the broker owner of RE/MAX Real Estate Connections. Remax Real Estate Connections is no longer Remax Olympic Realty. It is Remax Real Estate Connections. So it's a different business, a different franchise, obviously a different franchise name. Before, the owner of Remax Real Estate Olympic actually owned the building. Mr. Bill Galbraith, he owned the building. He sold the building in probably September, October of last year to Dr. Dr. Yagi, who owns the building at this point. So we are now a tenant of Dr. Yagi's. And so Dr. Yagi would prefer that we have our sign over to the right, which is basically over our area of the building, instead of the middle of the building, because we don't own that building. So that's the reason.
And there are multiple tenants in the building?
There are,
Okay.
yes.
That's the only thing I was thinking, is that would allow, it's going to be a little, not really symmetrical, but if other tenants came in, they could have presumably all occupy that band above, so.
Right, and it's my assumption that he would not allow that. The owner will not allow that. He wants the signs to be spread along the sides of the building instead of in the center.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Interesting.
Wait, so I'm confused. If another tenant moves into the other side from the door, so as you're looking at it, you're on the right, they would be on the left. He would not allow that?
Well,
No, their sign would be on that side. He doesn't want anything directly over the door like the previous sign was.
If you look at the picture on page 9, so they're sliding the existing Remax to the right and have that one on the left. Almost kind of like the flanking ones on either side.
Correct, I understand.
Is the lettering the same size as what's currently up there?
actually, the Remax is the exact same sign.
Awesome.
It's just colored to meet the brand standard that Remax requires.
Okay.
We would actually like to have the name, the letters of our name in the blue color as well. However, we assumed that because everything on the building was white, it would be more tasteful to keep the wording of the actual business name in the white. So that's why we chose to leave it like it was.
I agree. We appreciate that.
And I actually thought it was, I think it was 12 inches. 12 inches was the previous standard. You're actually going up to 18, so it's not. Oh,
No,
this, the
just
balloon
the
is
balloon
18.
is 18,
Okay.
right.
Helps if I read the two
Right.
dimensions on your
Yeah.
application, so.
Actually, the Remax is the exact same size
Just
as
painted
it
the
is,
other color. Okay.
because it is the same letters. So
Any reason why you wouldn't want to go higher? Just save.
larger, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to go larger.
Well, maybe we'll do that another day. Yeah, that was actually part of the ordinance, was to allow a larger letter
Yes,
type.
I would
So-
love to go larger. I just did not know what sort of parameters we needed to work with it. So
So 18 is actually the new standard for letter size. So I think this does obviously create a larger, with the balloon and with the letters, hopefully we'll capture a better.
right, attention.
So we could go bigger? We could go 18 inches?
Yes, sir, you could, under the ordinance, so.
Good
And
to
I-
know.
So,
I have a comment, not necessarily an objection, but just a opinion.
Sure.
On the one hand, red kind of pops out at you more, but in some ways, again, this also might be a graphic issue with the paper. It kind of clashes with the brick a little bit, the red and the sign with the red and the brick. I guess, I'm just, I wouldn't do it. If your franchise or your parent company, rather, is driving this, there's only so much you can do. I guess it's anything enough for us to be concerned with, but I'm just telling you that just between you and I, it's kind of clashes with the brick. And in some ways, it almost kind of blends in a little bit, too, with, it's clashing and blending in at the same time. So it actually may not be as, easy to read
Pronounced, yeah.
from the road as the white was. So, you balance that with the fact that red's supposed to pop out at you more than the white, but, so just
Yeah.
for what that's worth.
It is the voice standard that Remax has, so it is really part of the requirement of the brand. the only thing that else could be done is perhaps a white background placed behind the letters, as
Like a shadow?
shadowing like sort of thing. That isn't quite to the voice standard is the problem with that.
I just feel like maybe these colors, with the printing ink, it's probably not true to.
That actually
We run
is
into
a
that
real
before.
possibility. And if she puts a white background in it, again, I'm sorry, I don't recall exactly what the current signage is, but does that then constitute a big sign that would be more than the square footage?
Well, I just think if they did a halo or a shadow around the lettering, it would just be like an inch or two, like a halo effect that you see sometimes. It would, so right now, an individual letter, it's simply the.
It would still be individual letters, just
Correct.
a shadow or something, not just the whole, like a big background.
Right,
Correct.
right.
Yeah, if we go that direction, then it's a different sign type.
Actually, if I were doing, I might look into that because I'm just questioning whether or not you're actually going to be able to read it. Because,
Right.
we want you to be able to
That's the
be seen,
right, exactly.
and
Right. We can check into that. My biggest concern is I would like to have an approval to move forward because of the fact we definitely need to change the name of the business. We purchased it earlier this year, and we absolutely need to change the name. So that's the issue that is before us.
It meets the requirements, so.
They always have we gave them some other options, so if this doesn't work to your fancy, you can always come back in and we'll
Right.
readjust it.
I do have one question.
Yes, sir.
Is it, you say these letters are 12-inch currently?
Yes.
Currently, yes, the
So
standard's 12
would it be possible to put a white background that would be 18 inches, right? And then this would fit into the 12-inch lettering on an 18-inch
Makes it a
background?
different sign.
And I'm not saying it make it a requirement, just throwing out as a thought, an
Could
idea.
we have maybe 2 options approved? Would that be possible? No?
I don't know if that'd be better or worse.
The reason why is because within the sign ordinance, having the background, this sign right here is a letter sign, individual letter sign. So that is, we have one definition for that letter sign. Then if we were to move to put a background on it, it turns it into a totally different sign, and I'd have to reference the guide to be able to point out what exact one that was. But then those diameters, the sizing of it, all changes at that point. I think that this is a great sign. I think it meets the requirements, and I think we should go forward with it.
I have no objection to it, but I thought I'd
That's another option too. So it would turn into 2 different sign types. So I think they were just trying to keep a consistent standard across the way. But you're right, that's another way to look at it. So
Okay.
it's flexibility we didn't really have before.
Thank you.
You were asking for 2 different approvals. What other approval would you want to throw out at us?
Well,
To
what I
include
would
in
like
here.
to do is get this approved. I'd like to go ahead and put this up, and then if it doesn't meet what I want to see, or, if it doesn't, I don't believe it's going to look exactly like that drawing is going to look, because I've seen our signs on many brick buildings in the area, and it does look very, very good, and you can see it. But obviously, my concern is I want to see the sign. That's the point that we're doing. So if it doesn't pop or is not as visible as we would like, then I would like to come and have maybe a quicker, I guess my question is the only time we can get an approval at the monthly meeting, or is there a way to get an approval in between a meeting? No.
Just the monthly meetings?
Well, then I think what we should do is approve the sign as it is. And then if it doesn't work for whatever reason, we'll have to come back and ask again.
And the nice thing is you can obviously leave the sign up while we get the second sign
Exactly,
approved
right.
versus now. So.
Okay, any more comments? Okay, I think we're done with discussion, so let's put this up for vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Good luck.
Thank you.
Hopefully it'll work for your benefit. Okay, we get to move forward with the next permit for cookies and cream.
I make a motion to approve COA 2016-017.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion and second. Anybody have any questions on this?
This would be two, right? On both
One on
windows?
each side?
Both,
Yeah.
okay.
It's just inside the big windows, right? That's what we're doing.
So the new standard does allow a lot, rather than saying the sign, it's a ratio to the size of the window. And this meets the new standard that's there. I also mentioned, I don't know if it passed along to you, you can get the open sign, the neon sign if you want it. And then they have the temporary sign out on the corner that we're going to talk about. That's actually the,
Right.
what's that?
At a later date.
At a later date.
Yeah.
But that's, again, with the new sign ordinance, that sign that they have right now would be accommodated under the new ordinance if they want to make it permanent. So this would just be for the two window signs.
Like, there's no question about color.
Yeah. Well, the only question I have, do we have a measurement on those windows? How much of the sign's going to
It's in,
be within the window?
it's in the email.
It's on page 15.
The page before the, there you go.
48 by 48. Okay, 48 by 48.
So remember, it's a slant, the windows are,
They're pretty much full picture windows.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and I think actually under the new ordinance, it'd actually be allowed a larger sign there, but this is the style that they've chosen for right now.
Okay, I just wanted to kind of get an idea of what the proportion was within the window.
And I did run the math. I can go try to grab that real quick.
No, I can kind of see it.
In the one
I don't know if
picture, I
anybody
think
else
it's
has any
actually,
comments with it.
You can still see out the window. I mean, it doesn't, there's like 9 or 10 inches on each side of the window. And
Yeah, you got 9 inches on the side and about the
foot on the top and the
same amount
Yeah.
on the top and bottom as the sign itself. So you got a pretty much standard, I don't know if it's an architectural, but standard dimensions for any type of breaking up of,
and it's only the letters. It's
Right.
like a letter sign again, so you're not, and it's very transparent as you can see. It's almost like a frosted glass, so.
okay. Yeah, here's a sample, but anybody need to see this?
Calculator on your phone.
So these are vinyl letters that are applied to the glass?
Well, it's kind of like the background, right? The letters are etched out. So the letters will be clear and then the background will be the frosting,
No,
right?
no.
It's
Opposite.
reversed? Oh, okay,
The letters are the color.
The letters are opaque.
Yeah.
okay. And that even blends in better.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we're done. I guess I exhausted this one.
No, that's a good question.
Okay, we'll put this up for vote then. Everyone in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations.
Good luck at your town hall meeting.
No, she's taking the kids to swim.
Oh, is town hall here tonight? Park Valley, okay.
Good night.
That's a free plug, Pete Canlin Town Hall, 9 o'clock, Park Valley Church. So-
Okay, now we get to deal with the troublemaker.
So you have 11 by 17 sheet before you. If you look on the front sheet, you'll see that this is an addition to the northern facade of the building, of the existing house. And if you look on page 4 of the plan set, you'll see the illustratives or the elevations. And essentially, this isn't a planning term, it's a mini-me of the main house. Same materials, same siding, matching
Same color shutters?
Shutters,
roof,
shingles, the
everything's
like.
the same.
They were, I believe it's a pressure-treated deck that we'll be using for the handicap ramp.
Still kind of, it could end up cracks, but we have to see what the cost is.
Okay.
If not, yes, it's
Pressure-treated, so it'll have, and you can see on the layout, the ramp would come off the front stoop, or the sidewalk come off the front stoop, and that would allow for a raised platform to get in directly to the addition from the northern facade. So,
Well, all looks fairly straightforward.
I make a motion to approve ZP 2016-021.
I second.
I had a motion and a second. Second round of discussions. Do we have anything, Joe? Nice and quick for you, Pam. I think we're good on this, so we'll put it up for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're good to go.
Thanks for coming, Pam.
Yeah.
The contractor just come and pick up the commencement tomorrow?
Okay.
Thanks, Pam.
Fine. Okay, we'll move on to agenda item 5, Town Council update.
welcome to staying for more than a period.
Nothing else to do with your life?
Bye-bye, thanks for
You
coming.
don't have to stay. Right now, the town council is in the process of reviewing, I think, about 36 resumes for town manager. So we have a meeting tomorrow, and we also have a retreat for the new council to, I don't know what we're going to do. Someone's running it. We had to answer a questionnaire. So we'll let you know next month. He made us play silly games or something. I don't know. But besides that, hopefully by the next meeting, we'll have a new town manager and we'll get moving. The museum, I believe, we are going to re-landscape. The Haymarket Garden Club, Denise, is it? They've started, they want to get involved and start helping. So they're coming up with a plan with plants that, bless you, that would be indicative of, the time, and they're going to do different types of gardens and stuff. So they're going to come with a plan, and hopefully we'll get to put some authentic plantings around the museum and get that going. So, as well as incorporating some of the plants and the trees from Journey Through Hallowed Ground. So, we're working on that. I think Hair-Over's completely cleared.
So, however, yes, the sheds have been removed. The garage is probably 95% cleaned out. We're renting sheds over at Haymarket Self Storage. The contractor came and removed the stone. I forget what's the name of the contractor? Hazel. William Hazel came up and actually hauled away a lot of the stone. It has been leveled. So if you have a chance to go up there, it's really opened up the property quite a bit. We're going to have to come back and plant some grass at some point along the top. Benches this weekend.
And picnic
Slinger
tables, right?
Thunder. Yep.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, so the tables and chairs that you approved several months ago, they're here. They are god-awful heavy. They're not going to be walking off. Connor, I think you and Vice Mayor
Vice Mayor Pastanello and Councilmember Mr. Morris.
Uh-huh.
Pretty heavy, huh?
Yeah, Mr. Schneider, we were all up there, and there were some heavy tables and
No
chairs.
one's going to be walking away with them.
No, we're gonna need some help moving them because they're all sitting next to the garage right now. So
It almost looks like a church.
It does.
Looking at the well house. It's like ode to the well house. It's like the ode, the well gods or something. But I think the suggestion we come up with, maybe look, we have two along the street, Washington Street, is that we'll try to move some of them around the site and just, we're doing the naming contest, I think, for
Yes.
the park soon. So the idea is to quickly open it up and people will, so set the example, go hang out on those benches for a little while and let them know that you can do that. They mowed today and were able to mow around, and that was the next thing I was wondering, if they'll be able to mow around them. But yeah, that's going to be a great interim condition. So.
Yep.
I'm not sure, Connor, did they say anything about timelines for trying to take the garage down or anymore?
I do not know of them. As soon as possible, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's a set timeline yet.
I think there was some, Joe, or the vice mayor suggested maybe sending a letter of thanks to the church group that did that. So it was 8 tables, I think 16 chairs or sets, so it was a hot day that day.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yes, it was. And I think we're pretty focused on getting a new town manager, so.
Chick-fil-A is opening.
Oh, yeah.
I'm stealing your
That's
thunder a little
big. That is a big
That got moved
August
Us
4th.
four.
August 4th? Is that? Okay.
That's the ribbon cutting ceremony.
The ribbon cutting. Okay, what's the other one?
August 11th is when they're supposed to officially begin.
Okay. What was the July one that came out?
Originally, it was supposed to be July 28th for the ribbon cutting, and then August 4th.
Right, it was going to go like
Okay,
that.
so it got pushed.
What happens when you leave town?
See?
Leave town for 3 days.
Uh-huh.
What was that, Connor? I'm sorry.
No, that was my same question. I thought it was the 28th, but it got pushed. I don't read the emails in full. Now I know I need to.
But I think you're,
No, that's not a mean thing.
Denise Andrews, delete.
No, it's all of them. I was
an
reading it
ouch.
and I was saying, all right, ribbon cutting ceremony, excellent. I look at it, I click on the August 4th because it's a hyperlink,
Right.
And it creates a calendar for me,
Right.
and I go straight into my calendar and I hit add, and that's what I do. It's not anything against Ms.
I'm
Andrews.
teasing.
You all are throwing me under the bus now.
I'm teasing.
That's good to know that you don't have to put anybody in Connor's emails. Just put the dates and the event, and it'll
And you
just
are
add it.
blocked out for that day. You are blocked out.
Oh,
for
I
that
learned
day.
something new. I didn't realize you could do that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No?
It's nifty.
Onto your Outlook calendar, that's it.
But you're all invited to the ceremony.
Yes.
Right? ARB as well. So, yeah.
There will be refreshments following the ribbon cutting.
Sweet tea and chicken nuggets.
The signature shakes, right?
What time of day?
9 a.m.
10 a.m. Early.
Yeah.
And then I think, when are they going to do the camp out?
That's before the 11th, right?
Before the 11th, and I need to see exactly when people normally start camping out for that.
Oh, day.
Holiday for a year.
A day ahead, easily.
Oh,
I mean,
more than
seriously.
that, I would say a
Robert,
week.
do you guys know about this?
I'm deducing that
I
people.
didn't see it.
Free sandwiches for a year.
The first, how many? 100 customers.
Wow.
Going over there now.
Apparently, it's like Woodstock at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Does
Yeah,
anybody?
so I think we got all that, right?
Yeah, I can do my planner stuff later.
Okay.
We good? Anybody
good.
have any questions? I have a question. It's probably going to be directed more to Marchand, though. The corner of Washington and what is
Blight?
that, Blight? You see that they're going through with the excavation and putting in the sidewalk to the point where they've agreed to. But did you notice the drainage seems to be dipped really low? Does that fall into problem with our future plans of extending our brick sidewalk out there?
So when we do, so right now there's a corrugated pipe that runs under Blight Drive and drains, I think, from the other side. So they gave us the easements and they gave us cash to be able to build that sidewalk, but it's going to have that is going to have to go underground. It's going to have to be piped. So we were aware of that.
Okay.
So this is more of just a temporary.
Correct. So I did see that. There's like a swale or kind of a ditch that's cut that drains the back of the property. down, and just, I think it's right now when you look at it, it looks pretty high, like it's sitting up pretty high, it's pretty steep. But once we come in with the streetscape, we'll bring the street up a little bit because the sidewalk's going to be higher than the road. We'll taper it out, and it won't look as dramatic when it drains. So, but yeah, I did pick up on that as well. It is kind of a deep hole in the bottom.
Yeah.
So there may be some other things VDOT requires or something else that's required. You may notice the curb, when it comes around, it comes out into the road. There's about an inch lift that someone's going to hit. When they come back and do the final pavement, they're going to have to tie that in. And so, good catch.
The houses look nice, though. They're getting,
Yeah, with the siding.
yeah.
Yeah. Once the landscaping goes in and takes hold, I think it won't make it as imposing.
Stark.
I do need to check on why they didn't connect the sidewalk on the other end. I don't know if you noticed that. That it runs all the way the length of the houses but doesn't connect to Dogwood. There's Dogwood Park on the back.
And that's their development.
It is. When I drove by there this afternoon, the power pole was still up with all the wires off, so I think they were just maybe waiting to get the pole out of the
get that
ground.
out.
And then, so. But Sheets did come back in. I'm going to be opportunistic while we're here. Real quick. Sheets came back in. They're on their final site plan. We'll get that rocking and rolling soon. The ice rink's been slow to have the second sheet of ice built for some reason. We did adopt a new blight ordinance. We made the first contact with the mayor on Stan Smith's property across the street. The building inspector did send me his draft inspection report today. We're going to meet on that and then put a more formal plan together. I was at a conference this weekend that talked about some redevelopment, some other blight programs that are available that we can hopefully use. But we did take your recommendations from last month and kind of incorporated that in some of our correspondence. So we'll keep you updated on that. So
We moving forward with purchasing the properties up Jefferson Street for the sidewalk?
yes, sir. So the one, there was I think a quick claim that was done, and the one woman that owns behind it, she had I forget the official term, but basically they make you a fair market value and you can respond.
Yeah.
So I think she came back with a different offer, and the recommendation was to accept it. So once that's done, we'll be able to move forward. I'm stealing the planning commission. The planning commission report will have some other stuff that we're handling right now. So, but any other questions about town stuff? We haven't heard back whether or not the bridge was damaged. We heard anything back, Connor? Okay.
Not to my knowledge.
With the
It must be safe for travel because it's going through it.
That's
The
true.
last I heard, it wasn't
As bad.
as bad as they thought it was.
Ford Cosmetic,
Yeah,
there's a lot of jokes going around about marinara sauce. And
yes.
all the tomato seeds.
load of
It's gonna be
tomatoes,
all over
so.
the roads. We're going to be known as
Next
the
year, when
tomato
the planting
corridor.
season comes, there's going to be tomato plants growing out.
I'm sorry.
Volunteers popping up everywhere, right?
Everyone pulling
We
over at harvest.
digressed.
I'm sorry, we digressed. I thought it was funny.
It was
Thankfully, no
funny.
one got hurt, but
Exactly.
that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
The
Thank you.
traffic was very painful, however.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Okay, then we'll move on for the Planning Commission update.
Excellent. VDOT has come to us to see if we are in the approval or would be willing to support a park and ride at the corner of 15 and 55, which if you're coming westbound on 66, as soon as you get off on that exit, they had to purchase those 3 properties due to the expansion of the bridge and the Divergent Diamond, and they're talking about possibly putting a park and ride in there. Planning Commission is also in the process of looking into a business investment strategic zone to where we can help build some of our different areas. So what we would end up doing is going in and finding pretty much zoning something that would fall under this business investment strategic zone, and then it would help them to build that up, or, for instance, this blight over here across the street from us. We also are in discussion with rezoning of 6680 Fayette Street for a business, a Dog's Day Out. We had a public hearing with the town council as well last early in the month, and we had some concerns coming back from the residents, And so the applicant had taken those requests and concerns and addressed them. And so it's right now they're doing some more research on it and going to come back to us at our next meeting. Copper Cricket is open and running. Cookies and Cream is doing quite well. And then the last one is on August 8th for all our businesses. We have a business roundtable at 8:30 a.m. in regards to Haymarket Day.
Oh, Connor, do you want to talk about the key? Did you go to the key ceremony for Sergeant Andrea?
Oh, Sergeant Andrea, yes. We did the key ceremony for Sergeant Andrea on the 10th, the 19th, I believe. One of those dates, one of the past Saturdays. They all blend together now. And if you could have seen the smile on this gentleman's face and his family's face, it was just, the words can't describe how thankful he is. And me and Vice Mayor Passanello and the mayor have been going back and forth and checking in on him, doing well. And I want to take a shout out to a la carte catering. They are providing one meal a week for the next 6 weeks for his family, so
That's awesome.
they don't have to worry about that one meal a week. So we want to say thank you to Miss Baker and a la carte for that. That's huge. Outside of that, I mean, he's finally moved in and doing quite well. So it's great.
We also looked at the Town Center Master Plan at the Planning Commission as
We
well.
did, yes.
So that'll be moving to the council next month for approval.
Any questions?
Okay. So we'll get moving on to new business. Marchant, do you have anything new to add to our agenda? Or?
No, sir, other than, well, the zoning ordinance. We were kind of on a hiatus with the zoning ordinance, but the consultant is helping. They got the commission's feedback on some initial uses, and they're updating the zoning ordinance. So hopefully they'll be coming to you in the next few months, because there's a chapter, obviously the historic district chapter, that you'll need to review and make recommendations on, which we were in the holding pattern about the bylaws, waiting for that to get done. So that'll hopefully move forward soon. I did want to ask if you would mind if I maybe left after this while the masses are calm.
I'm good with that.
If you have any other questions before I take off.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not numbered, so. Thank you very much.
More ways than one, right?
So, yeah.
Good night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Marchand.
So I guess that means we can move on to agenda item 8, old business. Only thing we have is the task list. On the task list is the welcome signs.
And I have some pictures regarding the signs whenever you're ready.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah, we'll start off with that. That would be great.
Can I just put one input in while he's getting over there and getting it all set up? I had a discussion with the mayor, and we were talking about down on that end of town when you come in, where the sign is that has all of the,
Business.
all those signs.
Boy Scout.
Boy Scout, yeah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. He thought that maybe there would be a way that we could use that and put a welcome to Haymarket something on there, as opposed to putting up a whole nother sign at that end. So just something to
Makes full sense, yeah.
put around instead of over-signing everything.
On what?
Down,
On the Boy Scout sign,
On the Boy Scouts.
right. At some point on there, whether it be across the top or,
Well,
So-
maybe this will help.
yeah.
I don't know, perhaps. I went through about 1,000 signs. Picked out 50 that I thought might be helpful.
Okay,
And I categorized them into, I thought, and again, I just have like maybe a suggestion, maybe it's a stupid idea, but tackle it maybe a step at a time instead of the whole sign. The first batch of signs here, sorry, they're basically single hung. as you can see,
Right.
behind there, there's just one single pole in the back. And then I'll get to another batch where it has 2 poles side by side, and then there's another batch that has 2 poles in the back, and then there are a few more at the end. So I'm just going to run through them really fast, just make a couple
Don't
comments.
go too fast,
Oh,
so we
or
can
I
see
can go
them.
really slow.
No, don't go really slow, but just so.
All right, fair enough. So, so again, some thoughts there. There's a couple if you want to make a comment and say, whoa.
I like the pole on that first one, the top left. That's different. It's not just the generic street sign.
I like that as well.
Okay.
And if you see any that you want me to flag, I can flag them. But yeah, the reason I kind of chose this one here, whoops, there we go, is, I chose a few that had like a circle because I was thinking we could do some sort of, we have our
Logo,
Haymarket
yeah.
logo,
Yeah.
and then we could put welcome above or below.
Right.
Exactly. That's the reason I chose a few of these. Let's see. There's another single pole
Uh-huh.
to the left, to the right, of course. Some ugly signs, but again, they might tell us what not to do, but it gives us some idea.
Well, it does give you something to say, well, we don't want something like that.
Exactly. Shows some color schemes as well. Let's see. If I'm going too fast, you just tell me.
No, I'm good.
That's an ugly one, but still. This one again, just to show the how it has the welcome to above, and then you
Right.
could put the kind of a circle thing at the bottom, or vice versa. I don't think that's for us, but
Right.
you never know.
Just needs the right colors, and
Yeah.
then it'll look okay.
The one on the bottom right again is that there's that circle logo.
Right.
I don't
That's
think
a large, it looks like it's a larger sign.
it does. Yeah.
Well, is that bigger than what we're looking at?
It depends on where,
Yeah.
for which section.
Yeah, like if you think about the Boy Scout sign, I think most of those signs are usually like a circle or some type of square.
Right.
I would want ours to be twice the size of what any of the other ones were.
But here was the thinking behind that. Let me expound on that, about this end of town. There's a commercial mixed-use development that wants to come in. Do you remember the name of it, Connor?
No, but it's over where
Is it
the
John
US
Marshall Commons that's going down there, maybe? And there could be a traffic circle.
I thought, no, gosh.
Anyway, and some kind of median, traffic circle median or whatever, and that would be the perfect spot to put our big welcome to Haymarket sign. But for now, at least we would have something on that side until the roadway is redesigned there. You see what I'm saying? And then we could put a big sign in the middle of the circle.
And I've got some at the very end here. I don't want to skip too far ahead, but there were a couple of signs in here that give me an idea of maybe hanging a temporary sign
Right.
on one of our street lamps. They have that would be again just as a temporary until you do the street circle and so you get a big sign.
Right.
That might look
Isn't
nice.
that potential circle like pretty far down? I mean, in front of the.
I don't think
the
it's as far off as you think
post
it is.
office, and that.
No, it's,
It's on this side of the post office and the what do you call it? The karate school.
yeah, it's on this side.
This side of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually where that karate school is,
Yes, right there
That would be-
at the town limits.
which is the corner of.
I kind of like the different shape on the bottom left one. It's just different.
The
Because,
open book look,
yeah.
right?
Oh, that is kind of, I didn't think about that. Never mind. Moving on. I like the welcome to Bristol. That's nice. It's very simple.
Yeah, and that's the type of sign, when I put my package together,
Right.
I envision on that side of
Right,
the,
right.
the town.
Which one? The Bristol.
Yeah, the welcome to Bristol.
Okay.
I mean, not that exact, but,
Right. Same type of
right.
feel.
What does that say on the bottom? Home of American,
Home of America's oldest 4th of July celebration.
ah, okay.
Never knew that.
I like that. Welcome to Brooklyn, does that say Connecticut?
Yeah.
Shop, dine, and explore. That's interesting. Because you're, you know,
You got space for the logo.
I think we should take a
Right?
field trip and check out the British.
the British Virgin Islands sign.
Can we expense that?
We had extra money in our budget last year.
Is that a motion? I second. Oh, well. It's a good idea. Let's see, maybe what not to do. Oh, but again, we're on to the B type. We had the A type. This one, we're
But
going to have
look-
the B type here with the pole, the supports to the
But look
left
at
of
how
it.
much signage is there. Look at
Yeah,
that,
I
the
see your
35,
point, that's too much.
right?
Yeah.
I think that's what we're trying to stay away from, that there's so many signs right there in a row.
Yeah. And Denise, did you have a chance to contact VDOT to find out if we can piggyback off of their?
I did reach out to one of my contacts. I have not heard back from Art Class with VDOT. I do
Yeah,
know
'cause-
there is going to be pricing for the permit.
Right.
Yeah. Because I don't know if that town corporate limit sign is a VDOT sign or whose sign that is. But, you know, one of our concepts for
Right.
Jefferson Street was to
Was to
piggyback
add
on
on
that.
to that.
Which a lot of those type A signs could
We could do
fit
that,
into
right?
that. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about putting the Haymarket logo on it. The Haymarket corporate limits kind of
Right.
says,
Right,
you know, it kind of cuts down on some of your verbiage.
right.
Yeah, and
Right,
we've got
exactly.
2 speed limit signs right there by the Boy Scouts.
Right,
Yeah.
So we can do either one.
right.
Let's see.
Oh, Crozet.
But you see the difference, again, the poles
Right.
to either side, and then mislabeled that one. That's a C type, actually, on the right. But we'll get there. The Hannah. A couple of these signs were like cut out, you know, how
That was
have the
interesting.
welcome with the.
It looks very Western.
Again, we could do something similar to that with our town logo.
Oh, with the seal. That'd be interesting. That's a nice looking Hillsdale sign.
Yeah, I like that one.
Very classy. Where is Mystic Falls, Virginia?
I have no idea.
Look it up, Connor.
Yeah.
Look it up. It is, right?
Sleepy Hollow. That's kind of a nice sign. But
Well, I want to go to Sandwich. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Not really.
standard.
Welcome to my town.
I want to go to your town, not my town.
I don't know, I'm gravitating towards the gold font. It's really
It
classy.
does stand out, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It
it really
does.
does.
That's a nice Wilton sign, too.
It is. Space for the logo.
The Weston one looks like a funeral home sign.
It does. Rifton, again, I'm picturing
That's
logo.
interesting. The Enfield sign?
It is.
I'm actually liking the round signs. I mean, of all the
They're
examples you've
different.
shown, the round signs are kind of standing out.
They're different.
What do you think of that one, Ken?
I think it's interesting.
In the application,
No, I'm kind of like envisioning that as not being sole standing, but kind of like fitting into the Boy Scout.
Right.
I mean, it would really fit in there, actually, you know?
yeah, I was going to say, if I was going to, just comment on that particular thing, the posts
Uh-huh.
are too small for that
Yes,
sign.
Yeah.
Whereas
absolutely.
earlier on, one of the second or third signs that he showed us, much more proportional, had a
Uh-huh.
much beefier
Yeah.
pole post.
Yeah, those need to be 8x8s, not 4x4s.
Yeah.
Interesting. You could even use those for a smaller sign. Do you know what I mean? They could be bigger like that, but you could also do a smaller.
Exactly, yeah. And so again, we're on the C-type with
Okay.
the posts, two double posts behind the signs. Just want to point that out.
Andover.
Kind of standard.
Yeah.
A little more standard.
Camelford.
Elgin.
That one's nice.
Yeah, I like that. It's welcoming. There's kind of a hybrid there. You got the round with the.
What does that notice say above
I
it?
was about to say, very distracting.
It is. It must be a sign that's behind. Do you see there's a sign?
It says video surveillance.
Don't drive through our town.
We'll be watching.
To you.
That's another example of sign overload. You kind of
Right,
you
exactly.
miss that sign that was just low, and you see the red, white sign. above it.
Exactly. It distracts away from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's welcome to the town of Jamesland. Kind of standard. It's boring, I guess. Welcome to Minturn with a choo-choo.
Nashville.
Old Town.
That one's nice.
Again, the gold
Yeah.
lettering looks pretty good.
Looks really nice.
So where's the Las Vegas sign? Right, the welcome to Las
Welcome
Vegas.
to Chaminade
That
Historic
requires
Architecture.
neon.
I know.
Now, that's like, go back to the Shepton mallet, the one on the left, right there,
Oh, sorry.
bottom left.
Gotcha.
That's interesting. Like, that looks more like a street sign. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a regular,
Yeah.
Like a Wayfair sign or something?
yeah, that you could
I mean, you got that stuff on the bottom that kind of directs you.
direct you. You could put maybe the Journey Through Hallowed Ground down there. Do you see what I'm saying? Like a little indicator that this is maybe at the less, I don't want to say, like coming over the railroad tracks down there on Jefferson. Because you know
Oh,
we're not
yeah.
going to have bigger signs
Or on
there.
15.
Right, right. You know what I'm saying? Will you tag that one?
Sure. Tagged.
The tag.
Right.
I thought it was just interesting. You could put this, it says welcome to, you could put the seal up there. What are those? Is there
Yeah, that
flags
would be-
underneath there? What is, yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like.
something like that would be what was my concept of if you're coming north on 15 to
Right.
enter the town, that's the type of sign I proposed on the
Right,
very initial one.
exactly.
So, yeah, that would fit into my brain.
Right? And then you could have like Journey Through Hallowed Ground, and you can have, you know, like restaurants,
Yeah.
whatever down there.
Well, I got this packet printed off, which we'll
Yeah.
discuss
Yeah, yeah,
next.
yeah.
But this kind of discusses how limited our options are with using Journey Through Hallowed Ground.
Yeah.
So,
They might have to put their own sign up.
yeah. Well, I mean, it would fit in on 15, but surely
Right.
nowhere else.
Right, right. They're unveiling their sign.
It's a little different.
Uh-huh.
Not for us. maybe,
Rustic.
but- Yeah.
Is that in front of a front yard?
Sure.
It does look like it. That's their town. That's their town hall.
Now, here's,
Those are nice.
that's the, I was
Right.
thinking, the lamp sign, the lamps out there, lamp
Right.
posts.
Now, several years ago, when we started doing the banners, there are banners that you can get, like one for the museum, and you could get, as opposed to having signs, you put the museum sign there, and then dine, shop, florist, like the florist could pay to have one over here, out on the, there's all kinds of different signs that you can have. So, you're right, we could have them on the lamppost as you come in.
Yeah, I think that serve a double purpose, and not just the Christmas decorations. Oh,
Right.
that's good. I'm not opposed.
That one's nice.
It does look good. And then, see, that's it's got the post where it
Right.
goes up and over. It's
Mhm.
like, it's not a double post. It's just, you see it. You see it.
Uh-huh.
So,
Again, with the gold lettering, Ken.
Yeah.
Another post sign.
Very simple. No, I
Not
don't like
for
that.
us necessarily, but
Not sure what that's in there.
That's the one, guys.
yeah.
We found it.
What not to do. Yeah.
Oh, it's nice too.
Again,
Is that on
I
a
like
light
the
pole
sign.
or something? It looks like it.
Telephone pole.
It looks like it's attached to a telephone pole, doesn't it?
Stone or something.
Think we get Dominion to pay for that one?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Good luck. Let's see. And that's again, forget the post. That's just
No, but
crazy. But just again, the shape of it. I kind
Right.
of like the
the
idea
scrolling
of that.
and the, yeah.
And that's the last one.
Does that look like someone's drowning on the beach?
It does. Village of Whiteboro,
Spring
New
was
York.
midnight, I think.
It doesn't look very friendly.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
stay out of there.
I digress. Sorry.
So if you want me to go back to any, that's great. But I think you get the idea. Just some ideas for us, I thought.
We just have to decide. Oh, I'm sorry. What we want to do at each of the, how big we want to, you
Yeah.
know.
So,
But I like that green sign for like on 15 and
company
coming
card.
over the railroad track. That one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would fit in perfectly.
Uh huh.
On 15, the railroad tracks, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And then this over here on Jefferson, as you come over.
I see.
Interesting.
Something a little more, fanciful, like the gold letters and
Right.
maybe the roundness for
Right.
from Gainesville on
Right.
on 55.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I like
Some
it.
of those signs even you could do just maybe a little larger version of that sign down
Right.
on this end someday.
Right. Right.
I'm just really hoping to bring
Good
this.
job.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that.
Okay.
It was interesting to see that when you're looking at those, like you said, you can pick up on the fact that there's too many signs in that one picture, and
And that was the trouble with trying to get one coming into town off of 55.
right,
If you're coming east on 55.
because there's a sign
Just
overload.
because, yeah, I mean, you got all the sheets activity going on there with the light, with, all the.
I think when they redo the interchange, some of that might all change. You know what I mean? Because someone asked me the other day about the Chick-fil-A sign and how little it is, and I said, but you have to understand that that's all going to change very soon.
Yeah.
So.
That's true.
She says it's on this side. Yeah, so
Good point.
I like this stuff. I like that
Okay,
a lot.
well, I guess we'll move on. Thanks for
Sure.
gathering up all those signs. And
I'll hang on to them.
in the meantime, I was on that Journey Through Hallowed Grounds site and pulled down their graphic standard manual, which kind of gives you guidance on what you can do on websites and any type of logo that you want to incorporate. And really, if you look at page 6, that's kind of our options for signs.
Let me go back one. 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Yeah, and like I was saying, something like this on the size signs that we're looking at makes it difficult to do.
Yes.
So truly, what we were looking, I think what we agreed upon in the past was if you're going southbound on 15, coming into the town where the diamond's going to be,
Right.
that's where our substantial sign would be, in which it would be some type of stone landscape
Right.
compilation, which is similar to if you go into Leesburg, going north on 15. They have a kind of what we've envisioned. That's where this would probably fit in, and I think this would kind of be a good mix because it is right on their
Right.
path.
Right.
But
Going into Old Town Manassas, they have
sign
Uh-huh.
going down south Route 28, and it's an electronic sign. Do you have any interest in that?
The only reason I'm going to say no is because we don't allow backlit signs in town,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know if that's changed, because I haven't read the
don't
new
think that's-
ordinance, so that's a
Yeah,
good
I
question
wouldn't-
for Connor.
I don't think we do any still.
I would have to double check.
Yeah,
I
any
see
signs
why-
that we would have would probably just be a spotlight shining right onto it.
But yeah, we
Show what,
could
Marshawn? Okay.
incorporate that into the Journey Through Hollow Ground, to the big sign out on 15, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd probably want lights on that one,
Uh-huh.
which would be easily fit in because, if you do have landscaping around it.
Absolutely.
Anything that you throw to cover up the bulkiness of the bulkhead of the sign that you throw there.
And it's interesting, I don't know how, and this is something we'll have to ask Sean from Journey Through Hollow Ground, how you get to have a partnership with them. But I think if we, put the trees with the chips in them and stuff,
Yeah, I did. I actually looked at that, and I can't remember what it was, but I think it's there's some type of agreement, I guess,
Right.
probably funding and
right,
stuff that goes on with that.
Well, it has the typefaces and everything.
Yeah, and the do's and don'ts with the colors. and-
Right.
I mean, this really goes in depth on what you can do with their logo.
Take the journey where America happens. Interesting.
But yeah, I just wanted to kind of introduce this packet to you, just to show the complexities that are involved.
Yeah. But they already have their approved stuff, so that seems
Yes.
like it. A nonprofit organization. Yeah, it says comprised over 350 municipal businesses and nonprofits. Huh.
Okay, well, does anybody have any questions on this packet?
Do we have a timeline of when we want to get these moving, or?
I say this is what we do. Just my thought process is one, thank you so much for putting those signs together. I know that wasn't an easy task. If you could email it to all of us, and then if we all go through it and say, all right, we pick our most 10 favorite or 5 favorite, and then we all come back and see which ones overlay with one another. And if they all overlay with one another, then we go, okay, we're in majority agreement with that type of sign. Now let's design it the exact way we want.
Right.
And then make a recommendation up to council for funding. And
I thought there were kind of elements of all the different signs.
Right.
That were
Yeah.
kind of, take a little from this, a little bit from
Right.
that, to kind of put together our
Make
sign.
our own unique.
then let's have everyone come back at the next meeting with their do's and don'ts or what they really want.
What they liked about certain signs and
Yeah.
not other.
Now, wait, so how are we incorporating the hallowed ground symbol?
The only place that will probably be incorporated is out on 15.
Okay.
It won't be within the town limits.
Yeah, okay.
The only thing from Journey Through Hollow Ground I think that will be within the town are the tags on the trees that you plant for the soldiers. And then you scan your phone on it. It tells you that this tree was planted for the soldier and it tells all the information about the soldier that died. So,
And so, wait, would you put it on the railroad track sign?
no, out here, right,
Oh,
Ken?
so just that one, okay, just the
The
south.
Journey Through Hollow Ground would be coming south
Yeah.
on 15 as you come across the,
Yeah, most likely it would be on the other side of 66 where our property line ends there.
Oh, okay.
As you come into.
Right on
As you come
15,
in.
like probably right at the
So,
crossover of
in
the
other words,
Diamond interchange.
Down the road.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
right
would
at-
be,
Yeah, that'd be a few years down the road when construction's done with the Diamond interchange and all that stuff.
but we could definitely have a plan, so when they're getting close on the construction, we're already,
Yeah, we're already set to build.
yeah.
As far as the signs go, the ones I have here,
Uh-huh.
there are a lot of signs. I don't know about emailing them is a good idea. So
It's a pretty big,
I have a suggestion, if you're up for it. I will leave my thumb drive here with all the pictures,
uh-huh,
and then you can stop by anytime, just copying them onto your own thumb drive.
okay,
I'll just leave
Yeah.
it here, and I'll pick the thumb drive up next meeting.
okay, sounds good,
Like it.
sounds good.
Okay, so our goal is to have a consensus for the signs next week, or next meeting.
Hey,
Now,
let's
that's,
go.
that's aggressive.
Get them going.
Just add that to the list of my tasks to do.
Okay, and keep in mind, I think we all agreed that the concept, all of you remember the initial package that was put together, right?
I think I still have mine.
Yeah, the concepts of, I think we're all agreed on what kind of signs were going to be placed and where the
different.
general areas. So keep that in mind on when you're choosing what kind of sign you want. You can say, oh, that'd be perfect for
This,
the concept
This
for
location,
Jefferson
yeah.
Street.
And if
So-
picking signs for every location is too much for between now and next month, maybe we can just, do a little snack every time. Do one sign,
Right.
one sign per meeting. If it's, I'm just,
well, there's a couple of signs that'll be the same.
Yeah,
Right.
like the Jefferson Street signs, I think were pretty much going to be the same. They're going
Right.
to piggyback the corporate town limit sign
Right.
with something similar to, the concept back then was similar to like a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit sign,
Right.
but with the logo of Haymarket saying welcome, since we had
Right.
the town corporate limits
Right.
on it.
okay.
So, like in your sign A, one of the first signs that I saw there where it showed a beveled top or an arched
Right.
top, I thought that was a perfect to fit in that one. So,
Right.
I'm already noting that kind of stuff for,
Great. Yeah, I thought that would be a good.
and then we mentioned the one for the south side of town on 15.
Uh-huh.
You actually mentioned that one. so-
Right.
And I agree, so. So those are just the concepts, if we can get a consensus, picking that kind of stuff up.
Sure.
Why would you not put the hallowed ground insignia on the southern 15 sign, the railroad track? Let's call it the railroad track sign.
Well, we could,
Oh, railroad track, that way.
and we kind of mentioned that, you had an area on the
Right.
bottom part that you could even have like a separate sign, just kind
Right.
of like a.
Their logo, the
Yeah,
Journey Through
that
Hollow
has
Ground
their
logo.
logo.
That's what
with-
that's
you
what I
can
thought you
have
meant with that
Journey
one,
Through
Yeah.
Hallowed
that
Ground
large green
written out.
sign
Yes,
is like.
And putting there,
secondary
yeah.
sign would be
sure.
something of this
Yeah,
nature.
mentioning our partnership or whatever,
Right.
if we do have a partnership
Right.
with them.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, I think we're all in agreement then.
Do you have anything else?
I do not have anything else.
Motion
Anybody
to
have any
adjourn.
questions? Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor? Aye. No opposed? Close at 10 after 8, 11 after 8.